Hey guys, got my little MMP 1522 out today, and it's been, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 months ago. I put this M-Lock bipod on here, and I've had a couple others since then, but I really like this one right here. I think this one is from mid-10, but like the ease of it, like the height that it gives you. It's spring-loaded, you can stop at any of the different intervals here, but just really like it overall. And then it's probably been maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I did a video on this little like tripod thing that has like this spinning yoke up on the top of it. And I used my Ruger, I think, for this video. Yeah, the 1022 takedown is what I used. But basically, you set the rifle up in there, and then you can like, basically tilt or pan your area. So if you're trying to shoot at something and it's moving, you can just rotate this around. So I got to thinking, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice if there was something that were like an M-Lock bipod, but that it had the ability to like rotate around? So in my research, I found that CVlife does make one that does that. I reached out to them and they sent me this one to take a look at. So I figured we'd do a quick unboxing here and then kind of go over everything. So it shouldn't be too much to unbox. So we got the bipod itself. Looks like a user manual. I don't know if those are extra T-nuts or M-Lock nuts. And then there's an Allen key. Those could be extras, or could it be some already on there, or these could be the ones that we need. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure it out. So when I went to pull this out of the bag, part of the bag was already opened, and one of those slipped out. I found it on the floor, and then inside the bag was another like screw and a nut here. And then I found the other one still attached here, but without the little nut on it. So I've got everything that I need here. It just wasn't all together and attached. So here is the bipod up close. They are describing this one as a heavy duty bipod. Everything is like beefier on it, and it supports up to a 22-pound rifle. It's made mostly out of aluminum, and then it does have some stainless steel on it as well. I'm pretty sure like some of the hardware is stainless. Now it does have plastic on it too, like these covers here, that is a plastic on it. Legs or feet back up, it's gonna 1/2 inches. So this, to go through those different 6 positions, you basically just push it on this button here and then just slide to the position that you want, and then it'll lock into place on each one. You'll be able to hear it here. So it's not spring-loaded, and the highest position is 10.8 inches. So it goes from 7.6 to 10.8. A total weight looks like 11.4 ounces. So they designed these legs to where basically they can go either direction on your rifle. If you want them pointing to the front, which is the way I usually run it, that way I can still get my hand around the hand guard there. But they'll also swing back the other direction as well. So if you want to run them to where they're pointing back toward like the receiver, you can. I also like to have like my controls, like the buttons on the front side. I found it easier to get my hand over here to adjust stuff versus trying to get it underneath here. I don't know, it's just me, I guess. But there really is no right or wrong. I mean, you could technically mount it like this on the rifle, and then, swing it this way if you want. So there is no really right or wrong. It's just kind of whatever your preference is. But I do find the buttons are easier to get to here, but either way actually is fine. And when the legs are in the up position, they don't technically lock in place. There's a little groove right there that kind of holds them a little bit, but they're free moving, as you can see here. But then once you get down here, there's like a little lug that's actually cut out, and it does lock into place there then, and it locks really solid. And then you have to actually push that to clear that, and then it allows you to rotate it back in. And this button here is what actually locks this in. So like right now, I can't turn it, can't move it. But if I loosen this up, then I should be able to spin this thing around, yeah. So now that'll allow my rifle to pivot or swivel. You can also rotate this thing 7.5 degrees and 15 degrees. So you can adjust multiple like side angles too if you need to. So pretty sweet on that. So let's get these swapped out and then we'll see what it's like on the rifle. All right, got that switched over. It's definitely taller, you know, puts it at a different angle, but it won't affect anything once you start shooting. And let's see what that looks like with those legs going up. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely longer, but it doesn't like overextend too much. And you know, still allows me to get my hand easily up around here, so pretty nice. Get that back down, and then let's loosen this thing up, and then we'll see how this works. So now, with that sitting on there, I can move this rifle basically into any position that I want. This thing should spin like 360 degrees, yeah it does. So, and then it allows me to rotate, see that? I can go in any of those positions. And once I get to the range, I'll show this a little bit better. So, I'm not sure if I get it to, let's see if it'll lock in that position. I don't know why you'd want to, but let's see if it does. Yeah, it actually does. So I could keep it in that 15 degrees off that way. I don't really know what the purpose would be, but you can do it. All right, guys, out at the range, got that CVlife swivel bipod. So I got 2 targets set up downrange. I don't know, they're maybe like 10, 12 feet apart or so, something like that. And then so what I'm gonna do is basically unlock that swivel part of that bipod and kind of go back and forth from target to target. So overall, the bipod performed really well. No issues whatsoever of any kind. It was very sturdy. The rubber feet held in place real well on that bench or table that I was shooting from. I can see these being pretty practical. Like if you do shoot from a table and you have multiple steel targets that you're shooting at, or obviously in a hunting blind or anything like that where you might need to, track what your target is. The one thing that I would caution you guys on is I would never leave my rifle like unattended if I had that swivel loosened. Just the smallest bit, even with the magazine in place, the thing wants to kind of move a little bit. So you can see like right now, like this could potentially fall and damage your rifle or bust the bipod. So if you're not shooting, I would definitely lock it in place. And I don't know if I showed it in detail earlier or up close like this, but you can run these going back that direction too, if you prefer to set it up that way. I don't like that. I would rather put my hand up on the rail there, but you can run it that way if you want. But this is the way I would likely run mine, and I like that you can just take your hands and they just lock that into place without having to push any levers or anything like that. Now to get it back up you do, but to get it down into position it's just super quick and easy. And I did want to show you the height difference between this heavy duty swivel one versus like a typical 6 to 9. This is probably, I'm guessing a 2 to 3 inch height difference easily. I mean, I can fit both my hands plus some in there. It did make a difference at the range. So yeah, overall, I really like it, and I think it's a pretty clever idea. So this M-LOK version is available on Amazon, and then there's also a Picatinny version that's available, and I'll leave links to both of those down in the video description. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.